you. Honourable Prime Minister, Timothy Harris, His Excellency Kevin Isaac, and Honourable Vincent Byron and Honourable Lindsay Grant. Thank you so much for your addresses. Prime Minister, so very engaging, very passionate in what you were saying. Lots of nods and people resonated with what you had to say. So thank you. We feel honoured. They arrived this morning, today, so we feel that we're the very first visit to the UK. So thank you very much again. Just before, I've got some questions. Prime Minister, I've got one from me. Oh, that's okay. I didn't even get bribed or red or anything like that. It's my favourite colour. Just from me, Prime Minister, in a year's time, obviously you've just been in post for a few months. So in a year's time, what do you want people to be saying about you? What will people be saying?
Well, I would hope that they would be saying that I have been leading the country in the right way and that they are experiencing some of the differences which we promised them. Largely, we have a program which we have put to the people. My job is to keep the cabinet focused and fulfilling the agenda of the people. If at the end of the year they are confident that we are doing the right thing, I would be satisfied.
Would you be happy to come, would you like to sit, or would you be happy to come stand here so people can hear your responses? Because we don't have another microphone.
You don't have another microphone.
Sorry. Okay, I'll just answer some that have come from the floor earlier. I can read them. So the first question to you, Prime Minister, is please tell us what the government is doing to encourage investment from the nationals living in the UK, and that came from Wingrove, Pemberton Brown.
Thank you for that question. In fact, part of the reason for the dialogue today is to ascertain from you what you would like us to have done to, as it were, provide you with the requisite incentives. What we have at home is that we have pledged in relation to our own nationals, particularly as it relates to land. Whatever offer we make to a non-national in terms of the land price, we will make an offer as good as that one to our nationals. That is important because we found a situation where the former administration had different pricing patterns. And everywhere you look, whether it was at the airport in relation to the then Stanford property or elsewhere, the foreign interest always got land at a price no local ever got. Land at the airport, prime land in St. Kitts and Nevis, was offered to Alan Stanford at 25 US cents per square foot, less than 75 EC cents. While a young man named Zumi, a mechanic over at Keon, could not even get land in his native land to buy, he had to lease land under an acre at over 25,000 EC dollars per year. The government would not sell him. The government would lease him at over $25,000. And yet when it came to Alan Stanford, who in the end turned out to be a scam and a vagabond, came to the cabinet to terrorize us and insisted that he would deliver. Up to today, Alan Stanford did not deliver one plane to St. Kitts. And they got prime land in the country. Prime land. The most expensive land we could find is around the whereabouts of an airport. Prime land.
What's going to become of those lands?
That land has subsequently been subject to a nationalization effort. So it's now back. As a matter of principle going forward, we must level the playing field in favor of our own.
Yes.
Yes.
So that our people would have as equal an incentive to come and to invest and to be part of it. When I made the example with respect to the development in the Southeast, as welcome as they are, and what was happening to the small farmer, which represent our own, that again highlights the disjunct in the policy, the disconnect between a government whose policy instrument ought to be helping its citizens make a better life, but yet find itself always helping the foreign interests. The government, for example, we have the largest venture, Christopher Harbour on the peninsula, 2,500 acres of land. We're supposed to build at least 2-3 hotels by now. Have not yet delivered as well as it ought to. But that people, those people, supposedly billionaires in South Carolina, had all the money in the world to do everything. And then one night we learned that the government went to the SIDF Foundation in St. Kitts, took $16 million out of it, gave it to the man to go. And what did he need the money to do? To buy out minority interest in the company. His own family was saying to the government that this man was oppressive to the minority, in a manner of speaking, and he needed to buy them out. The government, which would not lend to the small farmer, would not give to all those young people in McKnight to start their own business, to set up their barber shop, found 43 million EC, 16 million US for that venture, none for the mass of the young people, so nothing now go on for them. That is a contrast in the policy prescription. And we have said, and I said even in opposition, because I meant with them, we are supportive of the development over here. But if we were there, our preference would not have been for the government to take 16 million US, 43 million of our hard-earned monies from the sale of our passport and make it available to foreign interests in preference to our own under a unity government. That will not happen, because we will put our people first and foremost.
There's a question from Leno Gums. It says, Prime Minister, what plans have the government have in place to combat the gun crime? Why has the murder rate, why is the murder rate so high this year as opposed to last year?
I want to thank the caller for that question, and it is an important one, and we remain very concerned about the murder rate and violent crime in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we have said so while in opposition. So even now, we know that we have to deliver. We say to you, the reality is that we have a problem among gangs, young people who are involved in gangs. And the homicides so far have been linked to gang and drugs. Persons who are involved in that seem now to be engaged in the criminal activity of retaliation. So we are having retaliatory violence, and in this particular case, it is gun, and guns are dangerous. We have said that this is going to require a societal effort. Everybody has to be involved, because this is a case of a society almost destructing before our eyes. When I was growing up, once in a blue moon you had a murder. And when you had one, everybody screamed. For the last 5-7 years, the reality has been that St. Kitts and Nevis has been among the top, given our population size per capita in terms of homicides. Our plan is to change that by engaging not just the police, but all agents in society to help with the transformation of the mind and attitude towards life and living that would lead to a reduction in this in a sustained way. The police, we have reinforced them. Everything they have asked for, we have given or about to give. And they have said to us, listen, we are having results, violent crimes between... I want, on behalf of all of us though from the government, to say thank you. We appreciate this conversation, and we appreciate the frank, sincere way in which you ask these questions, because they weigh on your mind. And you need to get satisfactory answers to them. In the limited time, we hope that we at least give you some satisfaction. Not only that we mean well, because that is good, but even better, we will do well for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. But we need your prayers. We need your support, constructive support, because there will be times when we will fail. There will be times when even we who held the vision of unity could become so, as it were, oppressed, for want of a better word, with the day-to-day challenges that we forget from whence we came. We want you in those moments to always remind us what we promise, what we undertook to do, and keep us on the straight and focused way in delivering and the promise and the commitment we made, not just to the citizens resident in St. Kitts and Nevis, our citizens all over the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I know we didn't have a chance to ask all the questions, but I've got them written down. If anyone has any more, please give them to one of the SANAS committee members, and we'll ensure that they're passed via the High Commission to get some answers for you. So thank you once again, and Mr. Prime Minister and His Excellency and the High Commissioner and Ministers, thank you so much for giving up your time to come to Slough, and thank you all for coming too. So thank you.
Round of applause for Sam.
Yes.